Hi, good day. Welcome to CMS. We'll continue today the cost breakdown in cost estimation. The overhead and the profit are a very important part in CMS. There are hidden overhead, cannot be directly asked from the client, but it must be added in each activity, like the project overhead and the primaries, like also office overhead, like taxes and authority fees, like contingencies, which are required to be added for the project cost to provide the budget of the project. Otherwise, without contingency, maybe you will be in trouble later. So, according to your requirement and according to your company policy, you have to add all of these. So, for project overhead, according to the engineering practice, it's starting from 5% till 15%. We'll consider here as a 7%, and this will be distributed for all project activity. Also for office overhead, which is the amount shared by the project to run the head office. And according to the engineering practice, it is starting from 2% till 8%. We'll consider here 3%. Also, if you have tax, must be added here. And of course, you have to add a contingency. We'll consider 5% of contingency. So that means we have here almost 15% overhead, which is cost approximate 31 million. It will be added on the project's dry cost. According to this, you will have a 15% of the project price as an overhead. In this case, we have to add a profit percentage to cover this overhead and to maintain a management reserve above the project budget. So the project budget equal all the direct and the indirect costs, including this overhead, plus the contingency, and the project budget, plus the management reserve, will give you the project price. How much you will sell the project, it's equal the project budget and the management reserve, or the net profit. Therefore, we have to add here the profit for the project. We have to add here an profit ratio. Otherwise, you have the price here 210, but your cost exact will be more than 242. That means you will lose this amount. Of course, it will not work like this. So we have to add here a project profit ratio for your project. How to add this one? Actually, CMS divided the profit ratio for two categories or two types. The first one is related to the civil construction profit ratio, which is related to all the civil construction which shall be done directly by the main contractor, like earthwork and concrete and the block and the plaster and the rough type of finishing. This all considered as a civil construction work. And a finishing profit ratio, which can be handled by a subcontractors directly. If you like to keep the same ratio, you can keep both are equal if you like to do this according to your discretion and according to your company policy. If they are taking up a same profit for the work done in-house and the work done by subcontractor, they can put the same ratio. If they are taking more profit ratio in the work done in-house than the work done by subcontractor, you can add here more than here. So we need to add numbers here to reach for a reasonable and accepted management reserve and accepted net profit ratio. So if your company policy is to have a net profit ratio around 10%, it means you have to put numbers here to allow 10% profit. So if your company consider the activities which will be implemented by a subcontractor will have a profit ratio 10% minus the activities which will be implemented by a main contractor. So this equal this minus 10. Then we'll go for goal seek. We need this to be 10, right? So we'll choose this and we'll ask for goal seek. This one to be 10. When we change here. Okay. Okay. Then we'll find here To achieve 10% as a profit, which is almost 25 million, the profit ratio for the civil construction shall be 35%, and the profit ratio for the activities which shall be implemented by a subcontractors must have a 25%. Accordingly, the final price of the project will be 276, and we'll find these ratios now are distributed in all activities. Call these activities with as a subcontract activity. It have only a 25%. For mobilization, it have a 35%. If we'll go and check the earthwork, we'll find here 35% added, and now we have a final price, and we have a profit for each activity. That's for the concrete. We have also the same. That's the cost, and that's the price, and that's the profit. Block work, we have also the same. So now we have a price per meter different than the cost per meter for each type of block, and we have now the cost for all block work and profit. The same also for plaster. That's the profit ratio, that's the cost per meter, that's the price per meter, and that's the total cost and total price, and so on. For everything, you will have now a profit ratio and the variance between the price and the cost, which is the profit of this activity. This for all activities. Now we have a final dry cost for the project. We have a budget for your project, which not allowed to be exceeded during the project execution. And we have now the final price. This price and all these prices, you'll find it automatically reflected in the POQ, as we'll see now. When we open the POQ and we'll make the step 1 and step 2, you will find the final price for each activity, not the cost now. You have now the final price automatically without any efforts. If we go for the summary now, you will see now we have the final price, not the cost. 276,324,540. That's the same number of the price, which is here. This is came automatically and distributed in all the activities automatically, then generated a priced POQ automatically. That's for the cost estimation. How we inserted the resources price and how CMS calculate for us all the activities cost breakdown. And we saw how to deal with lump sum and subcontracts. And we saw how to calculate the overhead and profit to reach for a reasonable price for our project. And also we saw how to find the final budget for the project, which shall not be exceeded during our project execution. And we saw how CMS provide for us a final automatically priced bill of quantity for the project. That's for cost estimation. Thanks for watching and see you later. Thank you very much. Bye.